It's a hobby you can do anywhere. It gets you outdoors, it's good exercise. Practically anyone at any age with any ability can make exciting discoveries. It puts you in touch with history. And every time, there's the potential of running into the find of a lifetime.
I found a strongbox with $10,000 in silver and paper in it.
I actually found a Civil War soldier's ID tag one time that had his name, his division, and his hometown on it.
I found a gold nugget as big as your fist. I found a 20-pound rock with 2 pounds of gold in it.
I found this $2.50 U.S. gold coin, 1925, the year I was born.
It's an excitement that goes through you.
To find something that's neat, old, lost, valuable.
Every time you touch something, you're touching the past.
You're getting the exercise, you're feeling good, you're out there.
You get outside and you look around and you get to see all the things that you forget about when you're working.
When I was a kid, I used to wonder how people get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go fishing. I would never get up at 6 o'clock. Now I'm up before the sun.
If you haven't used a detector recently, you'll be surprised at how far they've come. And that's very important, because finding things buried in the ground is challenging. It's easy to think of the ground as just dirt. In reality, finds lay hidden among bottle caps, nails, even tinfoil. It's even worse at the beach because black sand confuses many detectors. So it's very important to use the right tool, the right metal detector. And that's why White's Electronics makes the industry's most advanced detectors to help you find more. Because isn't that what detecting's all about?
I feel that White's has the cutting edge of technology, and you need everything going for you. You need intuition, you need luck, you need the right location, you need research. But if you don't have a good metal detector, then all of it goes out the window.
Every White's model delivers the most advanced technology and features. Our detectors are easy to use, durable, and designed for your comfort. And we sell exclusively through dealers, because a dealer can help you choose the model that's right for you. Our dealers have demonstration models you can try out for yourself. But what does it mean to succeed with metal detecting? Well, obviously you want to find interesting things, and you don't want to waste time digging up trash. So that's our simple focus, to help you find more and dig less.
Finding a gold nugget is like suddenly having all these real positive rush of emotions. It's happiness, it's fulfillment, it's contentment, it's yes.
It's like you went out there and got what you went for. And it's like, oh my goodness, I did it.
Metal detectors are often described in terms of depth and discrimination. White's leads the industry in both areas. Consider depth. There are some interesting objects near the surface, so many detectors are designed to search only 2 or 3 inches into the ground. Search deeper, and you'll find more. White's detectors look deeper and can find an object as small as a ring that is 10 to 12 inches beneath the surface.
The first detector I bought was not a White's metal detector, and I found very few items.
Years ago, you had all of these adjustments. You had to adjust the machine, you had ground bound, you had to do this, you had to do that. That's all over.
Discrimination is the ability to figure out what kind of object you've found before you dig. White's detectors feature our exclusive discrimination scale. From this 191-point scale, your detector can tell whether you found gold, rings, coins, or just trash. Even better, the results are shown on one of White's most popular features, our Signograph screens. Signograph shows you what's in the ground before you dig.
Before, it was 99% guess and, 1% accuracy. Now it's much, much better than that.
If the ID tells you it's foil, well, it's probably going to be foil. But if it tells you it's going to be a ring, well, you've got a pretty good expectation it's going to be a ring.
Anything over 40 you would dig. Anything in the 80s is going to be a coin. In the 60s is going to be a coin. And it'll tell you penny, nickel, quarter, dime.
This is the search coil, or loop. The search coil generates a magnetic field. At the same time, it acts like an antenna and picks up the changes in the magnetic field that indicate targets. A high-quality search coil is critical for both depth and discrimination. At White's, we take quality so seriously that our coils are handmade and, most importantly, hand-tuned. This complex process involves adding electrical components until the send and receive sing together.
I don't use anything but the best machine that's available. And I've used this machine for 8 years, and there's nothing better on the market. I mean, if there was, I'd have it. And it's not a question of money. You can see I could sell this and get the best machine there was, but I have the best, and there's no doubt about it.
You might be surprised to know that many detectors only give you a general location for an object, but to dig less, you need to know an object's exact location. That's why every White's has this pinpoint switch. Find an object, then flip the switch. Your detector will tell you exactly where to dig, and on most models, how deep you'll need to go. Pinpointing is just one more way that White's helps you find more and dig less. Our determination to build the best comes from the White family passion for metal detecting. Our president, Ken White, is an avid treasure hunter. In fact, he travels the world with teams of experts to seek treasure in exotic locales. Ken recently traveled into Eastern Europe, where his team searched old mines and historic sites, including a bluff where a Russian fortress once stood. Ken also places heavy demands on our underwater detectors. From his boat, the Rainbow Chaser, he regularly dives in the Caribbean, where he finds sunken ships with treasures like gold coins and 16th century sabers. These trips give Ken an opportunity to test our new technology, and each time, he brings back experience to help make our products even better. At White's, our passion for making the very best metal detectors starts at the very top.
One thing about White's is they're always listening to their customers' needs, and they incorporate that in their newest models.
With a White's unit, it thinks for itself, and so you set it up and go on your way, and you don't worry about it. And you know you've got the edge. You're going to go as deep, and you're going to select out those items that are good and those items that are trash, and you're going to not waste your time. That's why I use the White's unit.
We design every White's product so you can pick it up and use it right out of the box. And when it comes to getting started, you'll appreciate our Turn On and Go programs. You tell the detector what you're searching for, coins, jewelry, gold, and you are automatically set up for your situation. Even highly experienced hunters use Turn On and Go because they can still tweak any setting in the detector. It's a powerful combination. Turn On and Go programs along with complete control.
I did have other brands, and I couldn't adjust to them. And then when I went out there, I bought the machine, the first White Silver Eagle. The machine was just so simple to operate, push and go. It's user-friendly, that's what it is. And you know, I could deal with it. And then, of course, as I had it, by reading the manual, I learned how to fine-tune it.
A great detector needs to have advanced technology, and it needs to be designed for comfort and durability. White's detectors are all lightweight and exceptionally well balanced. This design minimizes stress on your arm and back. They also feature adjustable rods so that you'll be comfortable no matter what your height. And the critical core of the detector is made from lightweight metal construction, which is powder coated for long life.
You have to have the right equipment. If you don't, you're going to tire of the hobby, and you don't want to. It's a good hobby to be in, and it's exciting when you find something and you want to continue to find more, and so you want to have the right equipment.
Yeah, there was another guy on the beach, and he was finding small pieces of gold, and he was showing me, and he was kind of being a hot dog about it. And so I said, hey, I'm going to find something neat. I really felt it. And all of a sudden, this thing was in my scoop, and I held it up, and I said, hey, what do you think of this? And the guy walked off the beach. Honestly, he turned around and walked off. It was really neat.
My dad told me about a spot where he had hunted earlier, about 20 years ago, with his older type metal detectors, and it was an old park in Missouri, and he'd found a lot of stuff there. So I went back with the more modern metal detectors and found lots of older coins. This is an 1883 Seated Liberty dime that I'm sure my dad probably walked over 20 years ago, but I got it with the new, more modern metal detectors.
White's Electronics makes the best metal detectors in the business. They're easy to use, but have the advanced options needed by experts. They're loaded with features while being light and comfortable. You can't go wrong choosing White's. But which one? We have a wide selection of products, with general-purpose models to fit any budget, and specialty products for beach hunting, underwater searching, or gold prospecting. So go to your White's dealer and talk with them about your interests and your budget. They'll help you choose the White's detector that's best for you. At the same time, you can try a White's detector for yourself with the demonstration detectors they keep on hand. Your dealer will also help you get started because local dealers are local experts. They know your area's history, the local soil conditions, and many of the best places to search. Your dealer's name is on your packet or can be found through our website. So what are you waiting for? Metal detecting is an exciting hobby, a passion for many. A hobby where every time you leave the house, you have the opportunity to find something amazing and valuable. So take the first step. Visit your dealer today. Good luck and good hunting.
There's a lot of metal detectors on the market, but White's, if you look at what you get for the dollar, you get more features and better performance for the dollar, and that's what it's all about.
With my White's machine, the results speak for themselves. This is the best. It really is.
I always buy White's machines. I started with the best, and I stay with the best.
I'm 68 years old, and I could get stuck on a desk and stay there and become a couch potato. I don't want to. I've been active all my life. In the last 30 years, my major activity has been prospecting and with a metal detector and metal detecting. I would rather do that than anything else.
I actually found a Civil War soldier's ID tag one time that had his name, his division, and his hometown on it. And so I did some research and found out that he did survive the Civil War and went on to live a long life. So that's the sort of things I like to find with my metal detector, is personal items that tell me something about the individual that lost them. Coins and jewelry are nice and fun to find, but if I can find something personal, like the old tractor here, you can tell that was some little boy's, probably his prized possession. He actually had to wire it back together at one point to keep it going.
We were at a site, and we were told an extremely rare token was issued by a saloon, and the saloon was, when the token was issued, frequented by the famous Western artist Charlie Russell. The town historical society wanted one of these tokens. Nobody had any, and I gained permission to hunt the site, and I found one. It was so cool. You know, I kind of have an imagination. When I dug this up and I realized what I had, I thought, wow, I can almost visualize Charlie Russell sitting over there making some sketches. I can hear that little piano in the background and hear the giggle of the dance hall girl or whatever, you know. My wife will tell you, you've got a kind of crazy imagination. But when I dug that up, it's a tangible link to the past. If you hold a coin or a token, it's a tangible link to earlier times, other people, sometimes famous people. And that's the thrill of the hobby. You don't know what you're going to find, but what you do find is worth finding.
Mm-hmm.
Finding an old coin is real exciting to me. It turns the clock back, and I think the day when that coin was lost, and I think 1860, and I think what happened in 1860, it's history. History comes alive when you start digging things out of the ground. It comes alive for you as an individual. You're taking a part of history, and you're touching the hand of time when you touch something that's been dropped.
I found oxen shoes and identified them, that they were with this regiment at this place that was in Garrison, New York. I mean, we actually found these places. And when we went, they went. And that's what history's about.
Well, I was invited to help a group of archaeologists work on finding and locating and documenting Coronado's camp in Texas. And so we were able to actually find the site where Coronado and all of his soldiers camped at. And part of the history of that is that there was a hailstorm that produced golf ball and baseball size hail, and it actually tore up a lot of the armor and hurt several of the soldiers, and so it strewn all their artifacts all over this camp. So that's been something for a long time that archaeologists, they knew it was, was well documented that it happened, but we helped them to actually pinpoint the location and find the location. I don't think we ever would have found that site without metal detectors, because Texas Panhandle is a huge bunch of land, so we needed the metal detectors to help us locate the artifacts.
Lots of our friends, young and old, have gotten involved in metal detecting because they get excited by what they see. And they're out there with us. We're hiking. We're just feeling good about metal detecting and thinking, what are we going to find? What are we going to find? So yes, we've gotten our friends involved.
And when you show them a tray of things you found, first thing is disbelief. No, you didn't find that stuff. Well, yes, we did. And they go, wow, how old is that coin? It's 300 years old. Wow, what's that nugget worth? Oh, quite a bit of money. You know, what is this? Oh, that's an old saloon token. A what? A saloon token. I never heard of that town. Well, you're not going to hear of that town because that town's been gone for 100 years. Yeah. And like, oh, whoa.
And then they want to go out with you in the field, and you take them out. Sometimes we hook up together, and then they get hooked, and they want their own metal detector.